Alright guys, it is that time of year again. It is time to start thinking about Christmas. We are less than a month away, and now you got to figure out what to get everyone in your life who is important to you or you feel obligated to buy for. So maybe you're a frequent viewer of the channel and you're just watching this because you're a diehard fan. Thank you. Or maybe you saw the title of the video and you need help figuring out what to get. So in this video, I'm going to go over 20 different items that someone who either works in a garage or has their own shop like I do or tinkers around on weekends, 20 items that they can need. Some of these are going to be things that they already have. Now that's fine because a lot of these are just basic shop supplies and things that you just can't have too many of. Or maybe you don't want to get, you're kind of like, I don't know if I should get it because I'm going to buy them a cheap one. That's fine, because then a cheap one is a good backup in case the really nice one breaks. So these are 20 gifts I think are a surefire hit across the board, and a lot of these, you can go from really low quality to a high quality, wherever your budget is. But what I would recommend, because a lot of these are a Harbor Freight item, is I would recommend going to Harbor Freight, getting a 5-gallon bucket, and then based off of your budget, filling that bucket, kind of like a gift basket. With all that being said, that was a mouthful. Let's break into the first item. So the first item that we're going to talk about, and I've talked about this in other videos, the importance of them, is safety glasses. Now you can get a variety of different styles of safety glasses in a variety of price. Honestly though, I just stick to the Harbor Freight. I think they're $3 or something like that after inflation. They're still pretty cheap, and I just get a bunch of them because you can never have too many. But while we are on the topic of safety, let's talk hearing protection. Now I don't actually have any of the small little ones that would just fold up and put in your ears, because you can get a pack of those for dirt cheap too. Those are great, but the ones that I'm talking about are more like these. Now these are the ones from Harbor Freight, and they're like $5 and they do the job. They're just earmuffs, and they work fine. I recommend having a couple extra pair because you do have people who will be in the shop with you. But now if you like this idea but you want to go a little more expensive, what I have here is I actually have some ones by 3M that are wireless that I can I have my phone plugged into and I can listen to music while I'm working. These are a bit more expensive, but honestly any variety of hearing protection would be great to add in. The final thing of protection, gotta protect those little mittens there. So these are just some neoprene gloves that you can just pick up. I think I got a 3-pack, so it's 3 pairs, not 3 gloves. That'd be weird. But so I got a 3-pack for like $6 or something like that at Menards. What these are good for is these are good for if you're doing metal work. Keeps your hands as clean and away from all the sharp stuff. I've used them for when I'm grinding, when I'm welding, stuff like that. Use them for woodworking too, when you're moving a lot of lumber around, keeps slivers out. Just nice little disposable gloves almost, but not quite that disposable like the next item, which are disposable gloves. So these are just vinyl gloves. Obviously you can use these for a variety of things. Woodworkers are going to use them for staining. Your automotive guys are going to work them to keep their hands clean. Metal guys keep their hands clean, stuff like that. Whenever you're prepping, these are a lifesaver. I would recommend definitely getting a box of these. But while you're trying to stay clean in the shop, let's talk about shop towels too. Because shop towels, and when I say shop towels, I mean the blue shop towels. These come in a roll or a box. Either one is a great way. A roll is like $3, and you can never have too many of these. It's nice because a lot of these items are, once they're gone, then the person you're buying for has to remember then to buy them. So shop towels are always just a great little add thing to have. But while you're cleaning, I use brake cleaner for a lot of things, a lot of stuff when I'm doing metal work or if I'm working on a vehicle or stuff like that. Get a can of brake cleaner because it's just it can be used, like I said, for a variety of cleaning things. A can of brake cleaner is a couple bucks, and it's a surefire hit. And the last thing that for just cleaning in general, and I can't specify this enough, is a bench brush. I recently just got one a few months ago, and I absolutely love it. It's great for obviously just cleaning off your benches, your tabletops, anything like that in the shop. They're like $3 at Harbor Freight. Seriously, I cannot recommend. I can't believe that I went so long without having one of these. But now you're cleaning up. What are you cleaning up for? Well, now you got to start painting stuff, and that brings me to spray paint. Now, spray paint comes in a variety of prices. Honestly, I recommend anything that is a paint and a primer in one. Normally, I stick with the Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover paint and primer in one. Now, when I say spray paint, I don't mean get them a bunch of different colors. Get them just black. You just need black spray paint. The only reason I even brought this one out is so I would show you the kind that I recommend getting. It's like $6, I think. But this one I would recommend, but just get black. Just a can of black spray paint works great. Doesn't matter the kind, because the odds are if they need it and they're out of their good stuff, they can just use yours. It's fine. Get black spray paint. But now let's talk about some more paint. Now I would recommend getting some of these 1-inch just chip brushes. Just go to Menards, grab a handful of these, throw them in the cart, throw them in the bucket, whatever you're doing. Chip brushes, because it's just, if you just need to just do some quick touch up or something small like that, you can use these on glue ups or anything like that. I would recommend getting just a bunch of, and you don't even have to get a bunch of sizes. Like I just got 1-inch chip brushes, good enough for whatever probably they're going to need it for. Let's talk about tape. Now, you can go with a duct tape, which is, I mean, yeah, you can always use duct tape, but I really recommend just getting painter's tape. Now, painter's tape is very universal for in the shop or in the garage, because not only does it hold stuff together, but you can use it to actually just label things. Just tear off a piece, write on it, and call that good. So I would really recommend get 1.5-inch thick painter's tape. Again, they come in a variety of prices, from like the cheap to the not cheap, kind of go mid-range. Basically 3M is a good brand. You can always go good with 3M, but I think anybody who has a shop wouldn't mind some blue painter's tape. This one's a little more designed for the woodworker, is wood glue. As a woodworker, I can tell you that I go through quite a bit of these a year. So if somebody buys me one, I'm not going to be too upset. And you can get the small little bottles for a couple bucks. You could get them a gallon for 20 bucks. But wood glue, definitely. But what if you're not a woodworker? What other kind of glue you got? Any type of like almost instant super glue. This one's a brush on from Loctite. Normally I get the glue that's like a 30-second one. A lot of professionals call it CA glue. You could go that route too. But just a little thing of super glue, just or to hold things while you're working on them, is always a great option. The next thing I think that would be really, really beneficial is popsicle sticks or tongue depressors, whatever you want to call them. Now I use mine for mixing up epoxy mix-up, small epoxy mix-up, for stirring up stains or paints or anything like that. Tongue depressors, popsicle sticks is a must. But now we talked about writing on things, writing on that painter's tape. What are you gonna write on it with? The next item. Do you like my transitions here? I'm trying really hard. So I would recommend getting a package of Sharpies, black Sharpies. Pretty much everyone will use them. The other options would be colored pencils and regular pencils, because you can never have enough things to write on stuff with when you're busy. Then if you're gonna go pencils, maybe, and this one took me literally years to get, is a small little pencil sharpener, because I always used a knife, or I would bring it over to the belt sander and I would sharpen my pencil on that. So just this little 97-cent pencil sharpener was an absolute lifesaver and a must. So again, anything that you can write on. Sharpies is really good for metal fab and stuff like that, or if they're doing that blue painter's tape, writing on that. And then pencils, obviously, for your woodworkers and stuff like that. Let's talk about one, and I will die on this. Like, this is a sword I will die on. You can never have too many tape measures. I've said this in TikToks. I've said this in other videos. Tape measures are something that you cannot have too many of, because of the fact that you lose them, or you break them, or you're even doing something stupid and you light the first part of it on fire, okay? So tape measures, you can go stupid cheap, you can go not stupid cheap. You need them in the garage, you need one in the house. I try to keep one in the truck. Tape measures, tape measures, tape measures. It's something that any guy or girl who uses a tape measure for any, woodworking or metal or whatever will absolutely love tape measures. So make sure that you get them a bunch of tape measures. Now the next one is a little tiny thing of mixing, like Dixie cup type thing. Now I use these for when I'm mixing up small things of epoxy, or if I'm mixing up like paint or anything like that, or even paint that I don't have to mix. I will just squirt it in little Dixie cups, and I have found it doesn't matter the size. Like I said, I've gotten the really tiny shot glass size ones, and I've gotten the solo cup ones somewhere around, and I love all of them. Variety is great. Definitely pick these up for somebody, because they will definitely use them. And if they can't figure out why you got them cups, you can show them the video and explain to them all the cool things that they can do in these, and they'll go, oh, that's a really good idea. And next up, we have 4.5-inch grinding cutoff wheels and grinding discs. I use these in woodworking and in metal fab. If you're wondering for woodworking, when you're shooting a bunch of nails around, if you have a crazy nail, I literally use a cutoff wheel and I'll cut it off instead of trying to mar up my wood, stuff like that. So, because if you don't know, while you're using these disintegrate. That's the whole point behind these. So if you're doing a big project, you burn through a lot of cutoff wheels. Grinding wheels, not as much, but either way, 4.5-inch. So next up is sandpaper. Now sandpaper can be used on all things. If you're wondering what kind of sandpaper, just go with a 3M, decent brand. Get a small pack if you want sheets of sandpaper. If you're wondering what grit, go with 120. It's very common. It'll do what they want them to do. You can get a variety, but a 120 grit sandpaper full sheet is an absolute treat for anybody. Let's talk about treats here. Don't ask how this is gonna ride over, but I'm saying get them drill bits. Now drill bits come in a very cheap to not as cheap, okay? So you can get a thing of, you know, decent brand ones for 20 bucks, or you can get the cheapest of the cheap, which I got 10 years ago for 10 bucks. The 10 bucks one, again, these are backups for me. If these ones break, I have those ones. These ones dull, I have these. Drill bits, you can never have too many drill bits because, like I said, they break or they go dull, and you always seem to need them or lose them. So now, speaking of drill bits, make things a little bit easier. Step bits. They go from, you start drilling one size and it works its way up to a better size. It's better than having to drill 50,000 holes to get yourself to the size that you absolutely want. These are from Harbor Freight. These work good enough for me. Again, these are a thing that you can go from dirt cheap to very expensive, but you can never have enough. You can see these two are the same size. You can never have too many of these. They're cheap. Definitely get somebody some step bits. Now that should be it, but I want to tell you about the last thing now, because my kids' babysitters a few years ago did this for me, and it is these decorative cups that say Dad on them. Now, my kids obviously painted these. I don't drink coffee, but I love having these in the shop because I store my pens and my markers and my pencils in there. I love these. I keep them on the tool bench at all times, so I know where everything is, and I just love seeing these all the time. So this is a great gift that you can have the kids do for the person who works in the shop. Alright guys, and that is it. That is the 20 plus things that you can get a shop worker or a garage worker for Christmas without them going, why did you buy this for me? And if they did ask, show them the video and they'll be like, oh yeah, those are really great ideas. So sorry if this video was really wordy and boring. I tried to speed along as fast as I could. If you made it all the way here, thumbs up to you. Now you thumbs me up back and we'll call it good. Don't forget that on the channel right now, the Power Wheels series is out. My Barber Jeep thing, we just had the race. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. The race was extremely fun and I can't wait to actually put it out and show you guys. With that being said though, have a great Christmas, happy holidays. We'll see you guys on the next video.